Games, board games, board games. I might be talking about board games, but I'm not gonna shout. I am talking about Sushi Go. Hopefully, this is a game you know where you draft stuff and then you get some points. And I guess it's all about the points. And I'm talking about some ways you get points with the green and purple. And yeah. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is, wherever you are, 10 a.m. is UK time. Time for Bessie Beats and Board Game Bladder. Recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights, recent highlights. Not been well. Playing a ridiculous amount on Board Game Arena. Yeah, I don't know. I've played Sushi Go a lot. I stopped playing Go Nuts for Donuts. I decided I've played as much as I can learn from that. But I want to talk about a brilliant thing. What's a little thing which is brilliant? Okay, so the thing I fell in love with Go Nuts for Donuts is the jelly-filled donuts. So if you get one of them, you get 0 points. If you get two of them, then it's 5. If you get 3, it's still 5. 4, it's 10. 5 is 10. And 6 is 15. So it's 0, 5, 5, 10, 10, 15. And that's a really interesting scoring structure. Hello to me. I'm talking about like scoring in a couple of games with these cards. And I think that the reason that it's brilliant is that it adds tension. So it reminded me of Bonanza, another lovely game, and Sushi Go, which I ended up playing a lot of. And I've now achieved silver rank and I'm on my way to gold. So basically I'm one of the top few in the world. But let's not get into that. It's more about how much I've played. So I want to point out the green cards here. So the green cards, so in Sushi Go, in case you don't know it, you take cards and they're worth like 1, 2, or 3 points typically. These squid nigiri are worth 3. This one here, this one is worth 2, and that's a perfectly good score. And then if you get the squid, it's like, okay, maybe I want to take this. You've got the pudding, which scores at the end. The maki rolls, the person with the most scores a bonus. And now these green and purple ones are the ones I want to talk about. So the greens, if you get 1 or 2 of them, they score absolutely nothing. It's only when you score 3 of them that you get 10 points. Now, 10 points for 3 cards is probably the best results you can anticipate in this game. And the key thing here is that, like, by letting my opponents get 2 of them and then me taking the third, that's been a massive upswing for me. I've sniped them. I've managed to get in their way. And similarly with the purple cards, they grabbed one and then I'm thinking, okay, I need to grab the other. If there's like 3 purple cards, then you're thinking, well, one of us is going to get 2 of them and the other one becomes useless. And so the number because you draw the cards randomly from a deck, and so the number in your opening hands, it changes the game quite a lot. Like when you've got those opening hands and then you look at them and you examine them, that's really setting you up for the rest of the round. And it is a shrinking decision space, but I would say that throughout that, if my opponent surprises me, then I change my plans. And I need to be mindful of what's in the entire card pool that's going round because it's pick and pass drafting. And the key thing I want to talk about today is the chopsticks. Now, the chopsticks you can't see on this screen. And by the way, I would want to remind people to comment, ask questions, from like, follow. I always reply to all the respectful comments. The chopsticks are an item that you pick up this card earlier in the game, or earlier in the round, I should say, and then at some point later on, they allow you to take 2 at once. Now, the chopsticks are a really powerful thing because they allow you to do things that you normally couldn't do. For example, imagine if in one of the hands there's two green cards and in the other hand there's just one. Well, if you've got the chopsticks, then you can grab that one, then get the other um, sets of cards and grab those two at once. Conversely, you could grab the purple cards, like both of them at once, and then you're laughing, haha, I've got the 5 points. And the chopsticks, it's this thing which allows you to interact with the nature of the draft, and the thing that changes the tempo, it's you giving up this tempo just now for flexibility later on, and that's a really interesting decision point. And I just wanted to flag up how that is absolute genius. And that's pretty much all I want to say, because in truth I'm feeling really rough and I'm going to get back to bed, even though it's like late in the morning here, and I know I should be up, and that's also why I started a bit late. But yes, Sushi Go, if you've not played it before, play it a few times. Play it in two-player mode, because that's where this really shines. Play it until you understand it and just feel how those chopsticks really play with the tempo of the game. And yeah, so yeah, lots of love to you all. Thank you for being here. And question of the day, question of the day. Here's the last question before we go on our way. Talking about chopsticks, do you use chopsticks in real life? I like using chopsticks in real life. I prefer using a spoon for crisps. I mean, some people eat crisps using a chopsticks. I would rather use spoon if I'm trying to keep my fingers totally clean during playtesting. But yeah, chopsticks, they're cool. Over to you. What are you up to? You can share what's if you want. I still need to get to London. Yeah, I'm going to sleep. I'm just going to take it 1 hour at a time. Timmy says, I use chopsticks. I learned when I was a kid. Good on you. And lots of love. And so basically, to recap and wrap up before we finish up, Sushi Go is amazing, and it's because of the tension of these sets plus the chopsticks that allow you to take care of the scoring and like all these different things. I mean, the more I play it, the more I fall in love with how all of these give you really there's like the dumplings. I mean, that 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, it sounds exciting, but really like that's even if you get 3 of them, that's still only 2 points, and to get 4 of them, it's like, oof, that's such a big deal. But then occasionally you will get a hand where there's like 6 or 7 of them floating around, and then that really changes the hand. And so there are situational things, and you keep having to make interesting decisions. But yeah, think it's a lovely game. I'm stuffed by beds in all of the places. Lots of love. Thank you very much, everyone. Please share, spread the word. The only thing I'm going to do now is to say bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching. Pardon me. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, bye, everyone. Bye. Bye-bye.